Wetmore.
Tucker, good to see you, man. We haven't met.
It's good to see you, too,
I mean, we
man.
met 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we have met
counts.
officially,
Yeah.
but we just met. But, man, I've been kind of following, like, watching you slowly kill it. I wonder, being in it, like, do you feel momentum, or is it like every day I'm just showing up trying to get ahead?
I mean, sometimes I'll feel momentum for sure, like especially on stage. During the live shows, they're getting crazy. But
People singing songs more, that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah,
Dude, that's cool.
dude, it's getting pretty wild out there. But most days I'm just trying to catch up. You know, it's just I literally got back from New York last night at 9 p.m. So it's like I'm always go. So it's just a lot. But
How do you say the name of your town?
Kalama.
Kalama, Washington. What's that town like? If I drive in, what do I see?
If you blink, you'll miss it. It's literally right on I-5 going, northbound, and there isn't much. We got the Columbia River right there, which it's really pretty. It's like the prettiest place you'll ever go to.
I'm from a town of 700 people, but to go there, you have to purposefully go there. There's no going through.
Okay,
So,
I got you.
But your town, when I think of your town, how you describe it, is that where the cops sit and just nail everybody for driving a little too fast to a small town?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hate
100%.
that. I hate those towns.
Yeah.
It don't matter where it is. I'm driving. I'm like, I'm about to get a ticket because it'll go like 70, 60, 40 for
Right.
like 3 blocks, and that's when they just nail folks.
That's so
and
funny.
make their money. Question about your family. Your grandpa was a preacher?
Yes, sir.
What do you call it up there in Washington? Because we say preacher in Arkansas. You say preacher or pastor?
Pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say Coke or popper?
Oh, pop,
Yeah,
soda.
say it's all regional,
Yeah.
right? Mean the same
Yeah.
thing, but it's all regional. Your grandpa was a pastor. Did you sing in church at all?
No, I didn't. But my whole family did. Like my grandma and
They did or didn't?
They did. Yeah.
When could you sing? Because I learned I could not sing while singing in church.
Okay.
So if you didn't sing in church, when did you learn you could sing?
Oh, dude, I started singing 2019 after
Are
I
you
moved.
kidding me? Like
after
5
I
years
moved
ago?
home. Yeah.
This is stupid. You've been doing this for 5 years. You're already killing it like this. This is
I'm trying to, man.
That's awesome. So why did you start singing?
I had nothing else, man. I was right off dropping out of college. I just broke my leg for the 3rd time, so I dropped out of school because I was playing football there. And music found me again. I started playing when I was 11, so I loved music.
What do you mean you started playing? Did somebody give you a guitar?
Piano.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
That's even better.
I had a little keyboard in my room, and I would just sit back there and just play for hours, and nobody knew that I could play. I just played for myself.
And I wouldn't have thought you could play piano because you have a single mustache. Unfair of me to feel that way. It is absolutely unfair, but most people
Stereotype.
with just a cool single mustache don't go, I play piano.
Oh, thanks,
So,
man.
yeah, that's right. You're
Appreciate it.
surprising us in every way. You broke your leg 3 times playing ball?
Yes, sir. Yep.
First time.
First time I was pretty young, like 7th grade or something like that. Twice on my left knee and then once on my right ankle/leg.
Classic weak legs, huh? guys?
Yeah.
Classic weak legs. So just some stuff that I was reading about you. It says you won 4 state championships.
Yes, sir.
In what?
3 in track, then 1 in football.
What did you
my
run in
senior year.
track?
110s. Actually, I didn't get first in 110s. I got second by that much. But I was pole vault 4x1. Then we won as a men's team, like a whole men's team, and then football.
Your parents athletes?
Yeah, back in the day, my dad was a pretty good football player. Then my mom was an animal. She was just working out a lot, and she's awesome.
When did you win your football state championship? What year?
2018, I think.
Was that what year in high school was that?
My senior year.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like your senior year.
Oh, yeah.
Because what sucks is if you went like your sophomore year and then the next 2 years you don't meet expectations. Like
100%.
Yeah, that blows. So what position did you play?
I was a receiver.
And so you went from playing receiver, winning a state championship to play college ball?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you go?
Montana Tech University.
Is it just cold every game?
It's so cold, dude. Probably 9 months out of the year, there's 2 feet of snow on the ground.
I'm assuming you didn't have a dome, Montana Tech.
No.
Yeah. So when you go play at Montana Tech, are you like, hey, I'm Tucker, I have 3 broken legs?
I guess, yeah.
He only had 2 at the time.
Oh, you only had 2 by
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
how did you break the 3rd one?
Football. So, dude.
But what happened? Was it a play across the middle?
Yeah, so I was running post over the middle, but what's
Like
crazy,
practice or a game?
it was during practice, so it was during spring ball, towards the end of my my freshman year, because I redshirted my freshman year. And I was doing good, dude. I got Scout Player of the Year that year, and they're like, hey, for the next 4 years, you're going to be like the #1 receiver. I was like, all right, let's roll. But what's crazy about that story is the day before that, I was sitting down, and I just hadn't been feeling right for like months. And then I sat down as soon as I got home from practice, walked into the bathroom, shut myself in there, and I just started bawling, dude. I was like, God, I need a sign. I know it's been a while, but I need help. The very next day, the first play, I ran a post over the middle and snapped my leg in 3 places.
So God broke your leg.
God broke my leg.
And now here you are on this stage. He broke
Amen.
your leg to meet me. Did you guys hear that?
Oh, it's all for you.
Wow.
No, I
For
didn't.
this meeting to happen.
I didn't hear that at all.
No, that's not what you
That is
heard. That's
boring.
exactly what I heard.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I was talking to Thomas Rhett a couple weeks ago. I was with him. He's singing your praises. You know Thomas Rhett?
I love Thomas.
He's
man.
like the greatest dude, but he said the
Yep.
same thing about you. How did you guys get in touch? How did you guys start working together a little bit?
He reached out to me. Was like, hey, you want to come open up? I was like, sure. And then he just texted me like, hey, how you doing? Or look at this, I'm doing this. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. But
When you moved to town, what was the process? Pack up a car and come without thinking much about it? Or was it a real, all right, let's weigh the options and let's get a RV? What'd you do?
pretty much just packed up my stuff. I mean, I visited Nashville to make sure. But when it came down to like crunch time of me moving here, I packed all my stuff in one of those shipping containers that you can ship across the country.
Like a pod type thing?
Yeah, like a pod thing. All of my stuff that I owned fit in that little pod. And then I just packed up my car, and then me and my mom drove down here.
And where do you move? Do you find an apartment with a roommate? Like, what was the living situation for you? Every new artist is a different story.
Well, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything about anything, really. So I moved right across Tin Roof onto Mumbrian.
Well, for a new artist,
nice.
young, good-looking guy, you know what? That's going to get
Not
you
a
in
bad
trouble or
location.
make it really awesome. Or both. Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first apartment when I first moved to town, and it was a culture shock for sure. But
So when you come to town and you see other people, because this is the land of giants, even when you first move here, and you see people that are just struggling and they're awesome, right? Like, you got to be awesome to just make tips in
Yep.
a bar. When you come and you start to see other people that are playing and they're really great and trying to make it, you say culture shock. Was it, holy cow, I've got some real competition here?
100%, dude. And like literally everywhere you turn in Nashville, there's just someone that can shred like, crazy. And I'm like, or sing like crazy. And I'm like, dude, I gotta work my ass off to do what I want to do. And I noticed that really quick, so that's what I did.
So yeah, what does that mean? Do you start just writing a whole lot? Who do you
Yeah.
find that kind of walks you through the process a little bit? Did you find like a friend early on that's like, hey, I've been here a couple years, I can help you?
Not really. What I did was just like meet a bunch of people. I would go out to bars. I was 20 at the time when I first moved, so I'd go out to bars. But it was during COVID, so like, hey, we just want business. We're not checking IDs right now, And so I would just meet people, and then I was super blessed to meet like a super solid group of people. But they weren't in the music industry. But we'd go out and mingle and whatnot. And then I started meeting a bunch of songwriters, and then I signed my publishing deal with Backblocks, and that's when I really started like getting into writing every single day, sometimes even twice a day for 3 years straight.
Did you do the writers rounds at all at first?
I did like one when I first moved to town, and I realized I don't know what I'm doing at all. It was at Tin Roof on Broadway, and that was the most nerve-wracking thing I've probably ever done in my life.
Because
I've never done it, and I've never really played in front of people other, than playing around a kitchen table with my buddies or a campfire, back home. And it was nerve-wracking.
did you play any shows back home where you got paid?
No.
So here were your first paying gigs.
My first paying gig was...
Last week. It was last week.
yeah.
Sounds like, just kidding.
Oh, gosh. When was it? It was probably like 2 years ago, and it was because the radio station heard what I was doing down here, back home. And it's a super small radio station, but they're like, hey, let's just have a hometown show. And I just played cover songs, and they paid me and my band to come out.
That's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You get paid to do something you love to do.
Yeah.
So you committed now. You can be an artist forever.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I hope
Yeah.
so. You should. You're real good.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Is it different than you thought though?
A little bit.
Like the
It's,
amount of effort that goes into having to be a new artist.
100%.
It's a lot of missing sleep.
It's a lot. Yeah, I've slept probably 10 hours in the last 72 plus. It's just go, and when you get rest, you take it because you don't really have the energy to do anything else.
Just take care of your legs, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's my advice to Tucker Wetmore.
He's
Take care of
broken
your
them
leg.
3
You broke
times.
him 3 times. We don't need another one. It did take the third one to get him here. You're doing a headlining tour, the Waves on a Sunset tour.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty exciting.
It's nuts.
Already headlining. Do you get nervous because now it's you? Now it's you on the
A little
tickets.
bit.
You on the
Yeah.
website. Like people got to go. I want to go see Tucker Wetmore.
100%.
Do you? Are the tickets to the show? Have they been sold yet? Have you put them
Yeah.
up as an on sale? Did you get nervous watching the on sale?
A little bit.
I
It's
wa-
all sold out, though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good flex.
Oh, yeah.
Like I wish that were the case. So when I will sell tickets to like my comedy shows, I will log on and I'll watch every theater and look at seats, and I'm hyper obsessed with
Yeah.
being a loser again. Because I think that's what's going to happen to me. But you've never been a loser, so you have a long way to go. Like 12 years from now, when you've had super success and you're on your loser cycle, we'll talk about it.
All right.
Dude, congratulations. You guys,
Thank you so much.
Go to Tucker's Instagram. The tour is sold out. That's crazy that it's sold out.
It's nuts. Dude, it's
That's
sold.
that moment in the bathroom you talked about earlier, crying. That's what this
That's what I'm
led
going to
to.
do
That's
after
what
you
it-
leave
no.
because I'm like, he's sold out. And I did.
No, it led
that's
to
not what you
like
meant?
that. No,
Oh.
that moment is what led to sold out shows. But
agree.
if we could circle back to that, because I'm curious, like what you sort of just went there. If you can share a little bit more about that vulnerability of like what was going on that made you break and say like, "Hey, God, it's been a while."
Yeah. So like I said, like for a few months, I just wasn't feeling right, even though everything that I wanted
Emotionally?
was happening. Yeah, emotionally and spiritually. I grew up super strong in my faith. Like we said, my grandpa was a pastor, so I grew up in the church. But I hadn't been praying, when I moved to college, and I've just been partying a lot. Literally, I'd wake up, skip class, go to practice, party at night with my buddies, hang out, and then do the same thing. Wake up, work out. That's what I would do, and I was like, this is not how I want to live, and then I sat down and opened myself up, and then he gave me a sign, and I listened.
The whole EP is called Waves on a Sunset. And I was thinking here because there wasn't a note here to talk about your tour. And do you know why? Because you've sold it all out. That's crazy. Because I was like, are they already? Because usually I'll have it's like, hey, you get tickets here. There's nothing about tickets.
That's great.
Yeah, no,
That's awesome.
It's
I'll
great
take
and
it.
almost unheard of. So that's really that's really exciting, man. Is it cool to hear people singing back songs that aren't like the singles?
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
good.
that's like the coolest part of it all. Like, You Honey, people are loving that one. Break First, When I Ain't Looking. It's not like a huge collection of songs, but people are listening and liking them.
You guys check out Waves on a Sunset and Tucker Wetmore all over. You did some Luke stuff too, right? Did you do the farm tour? Did you do that with Luke?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We just got done with that.
Was he sick? Was he doing did he have terrible allergies while he was out on that one?
A little bit, but he
Gutted
just
it out,
pushes
fought through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
He's Luke.
You got those. Luke and TR are like the greatest guys. Like you've
Such good
been
dudes.
so fortunate to be
Yeah.
with those guys. They're good guys. Like you
I
can
agree.
like even model like who you are in this industry as a person because they do it right.
Yep.
Tucker, good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too, man.
It's super cool to finally meet you. You guys follow Tucker at Tucker Wetmore, and hey, don't worry about going to a show. It's sold out, suckers. And check out Waves on a Sunset. The EP came out just a couple weeks ago, and there he is, Tucker Wetmore. Nice job.
Thanks, man.
Job.
It's a Bobby Bones show.